Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
See that?
Because we are redefining
What's cool?
because smart is
The new
gangsta.
baby that.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
ooh, welcome to Freestyle Friday.
Ain't nothing free about the style, but okay.
How you doing? You excited about the weekend?
Yeah. I'm really excited about what's on the horizon for the city of St. Petersburg.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the whole Tampa Bay area in general. I think we are popping.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so the views expressive of our own and not nobody else's. Not Care Fest Radio, not our owners, not our affiliates, sponsors, or guests.
Somebody call me.
Yeah, that's it. Just want to let you
so.
know. There you go. You have it. You heard it here first. But yeah, all right. Now, what were you saying?
Yeah, I'm excited about what's coming up.
Good morning, Charlie.
There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff popping. And I'm just excited to see people, ready to work.
I am. And yesterday we had a great meeting
Yes,
at Childs Park by the lake.
yes, yes.
Um,
Talking about, the tragedy. Rest in peace, young
hmm
Gage, my bad. And we got some work to do in this community, y'all.
But I will tell you what I left with this meeting is that we've been doing the work.
Yes.
Right. We've been doing the work. And that we just need to do more. And we need more people out there linking up and trying to save our children in this community. And there's no magic pill for this.
Listen, and that's another thing that was
Good morning, Tiff.
that was special about the meeting is, we realizing what we do have, right? The people and resources that are in place. So our follow up and next steps are we're gonna reach out to everybody. We're gonna have a formal sit down agenda, next steps.
And you know what? And let's say our kids are not, but even Gage. I'm saying it right because I don't want to be. He was a part of some of these programs.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so,
listen,
he was a part of some of these programs. So we're reaching the children. Now we need to figure out like the fill in the gaps when we're not, and how to then. And I also think it's a mindset thing, changing their mindset, letting them figure out what's cool and not cool.
And because, not demonizing the families when stuff like this happens.
Right.
And
the
family came out. His
sister came out, and that was a powerful moment. Because again, we want to save lives and change them. And I know it's impossible to save the world, even though we want to. But we start right here in our back door and do what we can.
Yep, next door and the door next to next door, right?
Right.
And we got a list of events and things where people can get involved, right? Turning this tragedy into triumph.
And what you say, like when people give you a solution or on the complaint line, they do this. Last night was very powerful because you saw different people that was doing exactly what people said people need to do.
Yeah.
And so it's just giving them the access, making sure that it is marketed out there. And so the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is 10 toes down and getting this information out to the community, what's going on to help you.
And one of
the families.
Yes. And one of the things we talked about is dealing with loss and dealing with trauma. All too often we have these traumatic events happen and we just move on, right? We grieve, we have candlelight visuals, right? We pay for the funerals, but then we move on and we kind of just masking the pain and not really dealing with it. And with this approach we want to give, we want to address some of those traumas. We want to talk about how to deal with this stuff, right? Big shots out to, Store 727, Mr. Oliver, big shots out to Quail, right? Because if we don't start stepping up in these places, we're gonna find it more tragic every time. We gotta find a place and a way for us to heal.
And we're calling all Black business owners or people in the community that want to mentor these kids and give them a skill over the summer.
Yeah. If you got a job, whatever you got, inbox the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Because we're pulling in the resources.
It's facilitating and aggregating.
Yes, we are. And so one thing we know, money make you move, right?
No,
we really do. When you out there, money make you move, and to give them a legit skill to show them that you can make it and be the cool kid without being on the corner.
Yeah, it's called hope, right? It's called hope and opportunity, and that's what we want to give to our community, man, and hope that we can really have an impact.
Right, and giving people. I see Margaret in here. Giving people a safe space. We want to change the narrative, giving people the proper tools to communicate their emotions and their feelings without anger.
And
right.
And a lot of us don't have those tools. We ain't learned how to do this stuff, right? We picking this up as we go. right? And we gotta really lean on people who know this stuff, right? Big shouts out to John Bailey, everybody who came out, man. Big shouts out to Tony Brown, and we got some big stuff planned. So y'all just
Tony Wells,
we got some big stuff planned. Y'all just be available. Y'all help us do this work, and we gonna get the work done.
Yep.
So we're gonna do bullying in St. Pete.
Go ahead. Go with the bullying in St. Pete.
We was talking right before we got on air, and we was talking about the culture of bullying, ostracizing in St. Pete.
And not just, listen.
And we talk about adult bullying. We talk about political bullying. We're not talking about the kids in high school. We talking about when you don't agree with the powers that be and the way they talk about you, the way they character assassinate you, right? They openly down dismiss you,
or
right?
put you on this list that ain't supposed, like this blacklist that ain't supposed to be out there.
And I ain't talking about the blacklist.
Yeah, no.
The blacklist. Like,
right.
For real.
No, for real. And you can have the best policies, the best program, doing the work, but if you disagree with the powers that be at one point in time, then they don't want to do business with you.
If you don't kiss the rain.
Right. And if you don't, and that right there is not fair. We cannot teach our children and condemn them about bullying in school when it's happening in real life as grown-ups.
But I think what we have here, and if you have ever experienced any of this we're talking about,
give us a call. 727.
Leave a comment, right? This is an open space.
637. I said 637. 637-2416.
And the reason we're bringing it up because we see what's going on the national scale, right? With the president and all the investigations on anybody who said anything about him. And we have a mirror of that going on here in the city of St. Pete.
Right.
If you get blacklisted, we come from a gatekeeping culture. Let's talk about it. The black community in St. Pete is traditionally a gatekeeping culture. The system wants to go to one person who talks to us all and controls us all. That's how it comes. It's way back before my time. This ain't something I made up, right?
Right.
But as we grew as a community, so many people don't want to go through that gatekeeping policy. So like people like myself, we jump the gate, right? And they're trying to trespass us, y'all. They're trying to kick us off, y'all. Band together.
You got to work really hard.
Yes.
Really, really hard. You got to make some noise, and then it ain't nothing cool about it when you're trying to do the work. And when you're not even trying to do the work, when you're doing the work.
Yeah. Right.
And you'll see it up here if you don't again kiss the rain.
Yes.
You become a part of we don't fund, we don't assist, we make it.
There's nothing more the city can do.
You get extra barriers just put in group, and you want me to tell you that ish ain't fair.
It's childish.
It is very challenging because we have a lot of programs that's out here thriving and doing it, and they coming out their own pocket. They reaching out to other resources and trying to get it done.
That don't matter because a lot of us are still socially in high school.
Yeah,
we didn't evolve, right? And this ain't an attack on people, right?
No, this is
This is really what's going on. A lot of us are still in a high school stage. We didn't evolve. And we didn't grow to the point where, you know what, I don't agree with you, I don't like what you said, but you're getting the job done and you're helping a lot of people. So let's try to figure out how we can make this happen. We don't get that here. We get that here. Nah, we're gonna go somewhere else. We're gonna do something else. We ain't talking to them. They're not on our side. They're on the X list.
And it shouldn't be like that. Just because we disagreed on one, don't mean that we have to disagree on everything.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Some of the BS that I'm witnessing, I'm glad to be on the other side. I don't want to be what I'm witnessing, right? And
so here we go.
Because I don't want a person to be like, hey man, you would. I know I'm not. You know, they talk about me too. My name getting blood all over too. So welcome to the party. But what I hate about it is that we run away people that really want to be a part of this work.
Right.
We run away to people that really can help. We run away to people. The reason we say we're doing this, right? Everybody say they're doing it for this, that,
right?
But sometimes your actions is the opposite of what you say you came here to do, and we do that
Right.
a lot.
We do, but this is what I want to. I want to take away the side. It
Ain't no side.
It shouldn't be.
Oh, it is.
No, but what I'm saying is we need to take away that when you're looking at it should be the program, the policy, what's going on.
It's
like
the group, it's the sorority, the frat, it's the alma mater. Like we can't pretend like if you don't fit a certain class of people that you are not welcome in certain groups. This is a reality.
No, I agree with you on that, but what I'm saying is it shouldn't be.
Oh,
it shouldn't be. And let's take away that. Like you could be in, and then the one time you disagree, you out. Or you know what I mean? Or if I say, and so nobody in politics should be bigger than constructive criticism. The one thing that I liked about Maria that she said is that she publicly go out there and say stuff so you can publicly check her.
Ooh, I didn't hear that. I missed that show.
She came out here.
I missed that show.
I think you were here. But she said that you can publicly check her. When you're doing a public service and there's something going on, you never should be bigger than the program. You should be able to take constructive criticism without the person that tells you something is wrong and they being ostracized, cut out, and no longer being able to get services because, and then, I mean, where is the professionalism that comes on? And so again, what I don't like is the side room conversation. Publicly say what you're going to say and keep it moving, and then let's talk about it. Going in behind people back and planting seeds to make people not deal with them behind their back and never publicly saying what it is a coward move.
No, it's really like what COINTELPRO and the operations to subvert and stop Black power and Black unity is built on. And a lot of people are programmed or are willingly or unwillingly contributing to, you know, the things that are tearing our community down.
Right.
And it's not just kids shooting kids.
No.
It's not just dope dealers selling dope. It's politicians, elected officials, staffers that are stabbing and subverting the work that's being done.
And sabotaging great programs because you have a personal issue.
Have you been sabotaged? Call 727-637-2416.
No, for real. Because when we're talking about bullying and then the healthiness of St. Pete, some of this stuff has to be addressed. And we got to stop. This is very toxic on what's going on. And we've seen it. And somewhere it got to stop.
Somebody got to stop.
Somebody got to say enough is enough. And
what you got to do when people come to you talking about other people, you got to say, hey, excuse me, please, I don't want that. So I'm not gonna lie, people have came to me and dropped things on my desk that I didn't want on my desk, and I didn't say, hey, y'all, I don't want that, right? And I think that's where we gotta start building from, and we gotta say, hey, we're good friends and we love working together. Can we not talk about people?
Right.
Can we not dish dirt? Right.
And let me tell you, when you hear somebody say something about a group that you don't feel the same way, like that's not my experience. I don't want to have that conversation.
No, they push it on you though, because I ain't gonna lie, I done been in some crazy situations, and it is hard to deal with it. But what we got to do is first we got to confront it. We got to confront it. We got to name it, right? We got to address it.
And so now we're naming it as bullying.
We named it.
We named it as a form
Political
of
bullying.
Political bullying.
Stop
if
bullying.
you don't go with the narrative, or you're not saying, and that's not always, and you know what? This is like a relationship. When it's good, we praise. When it's bad, we call it out, right?
It's been a bad relationship.
But I want to.
It's time to just.
No, but what I'm saying is there has been some good things.
What?
And I'm just saying but there's been good things. And this ain't about our local. No, I'm just saying in politics, period. No, yeah. Like in politics, period. But what you find truly true Like any relationship, the first time you disagree, all the yeses, all the agreements go out the window. They count for nothing.
And we just gotta get better etiquette. We gotta get a better way to address, our concerns, and and stop backbiting and backstabbing, because our community is hurting.
Yeah, it is.
Because of it. And after decades of backbiting and backstabbing, we have the weakened community that we see right now currently. Right? It comes from decades of a relentless attack, not just from the outside, but from the inside as well. People who you trust, people who you respect, people who you call it mentors, stabbing you in the back, kicking you down kicking you down the road.
Right, because you disagree.
Oh, you ain't kissed around, or you ain't going to school, or you didn't do this, or you ain't doing this. And it's like, come on now.
When are we going to grow up?
Come on now. This ain't high school. And we have to change some of the high school etiquette. One thing about intelligence is the ability to change. That's what Albert Einstein said.
Yeah.
And some of us are showing lack of intelligence by our inability to change.
Or accept constructive criticism. That was 8:00, so this went really, really fast. We do have a guest coming in. We'll continue the conversation.
Governor gubernatorial candidate.
Yes.
Listen, y'all, stick and stick.
Yes, and so we will be back 7 minutes after the hour. Tag a friend, tell a friend, and see y'all in a little bit.
The US Vice President J.D. Vance says a ceasefire extension deal with Iran is very close, though there are some outstanding issues. The deal would allow for further discussions on Iran's nuclear program and an agreement on free navigation through.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. The US Vice President J.D. Vance has said Washington and Tehran are very close to
to Bolivia, where thousands have been protesting for a month.
And you know what? Guess what? Just like that, we're back. 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 Okay, welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana.
And I'm one and only Mr. Edmund.
And this is brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
See that?
because we're redefining what's cool. Redefining what's cool.
Yeah.
Because smart is
The new
giggity gangster.
bigger.
And if you don't know,
Oh,
no, yes. Okay, so the views expressed
yes.
of our own.
Yeah, the
And-
photos of
Yes.
the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Yeah, not our affiliates, not the radio
Nah,
station,
nah.
not the sponsors, none of the above. So again, don't call the principal on us.
Mind your business.
Yeah, because we done said what we said, and that's it. All right. And we have a guest in the building.
Yeah, special guest, gubernatorial candidate, Florida gubernatorial candidate,
Mm-hmm.
Stephon Norman. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing, blessed. Thank you so much for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, thank you for coming. So we want to just talk about your candidacy, man. We want to talk about what inspires you to run,
Mm-hmm.
and tell us a little about yourself.
Yes, okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me again. My name is Stephon Norman. And the answer to the first question is definitely God. I took a good look at all the issues going on in Florida, and I understood from my point of view of trying to figure out, who can I was looking for somebody else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for somebody else to put my trust in, somebody else to put my hope in, somebody else to essentially vote for, because that's kind of what we do during the process.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down and I prayed about it, and I was like, Lord, we need to go ahead and figure out who we can trust and vote for to get rid of these issues. And he was like, look in the mirror.
Mm.
So when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, because I feel like sometimes we never think it could be us.
Yeah.
We always think it has to be somebody else. We always think that it has to be, someone that doesn't look like us, someone that doesn't think like us, someone that doesn't dress like us.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the fact that he set out the challenge for me to do it,
Mm-hmm.
then that means that he wants me to essentially do it and, go forth with it. Like he knows, everything. He's not, a respected person, but one thing that he does do is he definitely gives you what you need in order to take you where he's trying to take you.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm here. I'm here with the Lord. Thank God. Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're moving forward with it.
That's good. So tell me about your platform. Tell me about what you're running on and what issues that you see in this race.
Yes. So the issues that I'm running on are very simple. I have my flyer here actually. But one of the main ones is, so first of all, my slogan is changing the game. I'm bringing something new to the game.
Definitely doing that now.
Thank you. Bringing something new to the game, something different, something that no one has ever seen before at this particular time. So first off, we have the rent reduction,
Mm-hmm.
because the rent in Florida is ridiculous. The rent in Tampa is high. I think it's higher now than it's ever been before.
It really is.
You don't live in St. Pete.
Yeah, it's ridiculous
horrible.
across the state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really higher than that.
Yeah, it
For
is.
sure. So with that being said, but I also understood that what's going on now is people sometimes are not really cognizant of understanding that it wasn't always this way. You can move to Florida. Florida was once upon a time very affordable, especially prior to COVID. And apartments that were running for between $600 to $800 a month are now $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
Right.
Studio apartments that you could afford from $400 to $500 a month are now running you $2,000 a month.
Mhm.
And they're slapping luxury on everything because that's how they justify the price. But
Yeah.
it's not the location, it's not the amenities, it's none of that.
Right.
The same apartment that you would rent again for $400, $500 a month, those same apartments now want you to give them $1,500, and then you have to make 3 times. So you have to make at least $3,000 to $6,000 to be able to afford an
You
apartment.
can move into that apartment.
Exactly. And so that's just ridiculous at this point. Revitalizing education. Education is really important to me. Of course, I graduated from Robinson High School in 2013. That's my high school alma mater.
Mhm.
And I understood then that learning is very important, especially as a young person, because what you and people that are of a certain age as well, because you can't put a cap on it. You know, no one can take away what you have learned.
Yeah.
And we're learning that now in this administration with DeSantis, is that what they're trying to do is that it's not, the fact of, the indoctrination of, education and things like that. That's not happening. What's happening is they're trying to limit your imagination, and they're trying to limit your ability to actually think critically, because the average person who thinks critically, they understand that what is going on in this administration, as well as the current presidential administration, is it's blatantly discrimination.
Yeah.
Clear and flat out. That's all it is at the end of the day. So doing that, I want to bring back real education, bring back, students actually learning what it means to be an American, what it means to be a Floridian, and most importantly, what it means to be an individual. Because when you understand those three things, as well as compassion, it makes it easier for you to move throughout the world when you are able to see yourself and someone else's experiences. It makes a huge difference. My third one is expanding Florida healthcare. I want to make sure that Floridians live a long life, and make sure that they're able to afford their healthcare. The Governor DeSantis did not do the Florida expansion of Medicaid, which is why a lot of people have been dropped off of their health insurance within the state. My grandfather, God rest his soul, actually suffered from that as well, to where he was in hospital for weeks at a time, and every 3 or 4 days he would fall off coverage. And this is an 88-year-old man with multiple comorbidities, as well as disabilities as well, and this is all one hospital stay.
Yeah.
But the coverage just fell off, and then it would come back on, and then come back on. And how does an 88-year-old man lose coverage on
During this stay?
Exactly. It's just ridiculous. And he wasn't the only one as well. I know of others as well. And solving the housing crisis. So solving the housing crisis and the rent reduction kind of goes hand in hand, because I would think that it's, you can't solve the housing crisis if people can't afford to live in the state.
Right.
And there's been a mass exodus when it comes to people leaving Florida. I know of one happy couple that actually had to leave Florida because the apartment that they were living in was much, way too expensive for their lifestyle at that point. So they moved to Georgia.
Yeah.
Where they were, were renting a nice home for less than $2,500 when an apartment is around $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes a huge difference as far as, making sure that people have a roof over their head. And I do believe that housing is a human right. I do believe that people operate better and you give them a leg up when they know that at the end of the workday or anything, that they have a place to go that's safe, that they can lay their head at, to be able to get some rest and start again. And that's the most important thing.
So you are probably the youngest candidate running for governor.
I think I'm the second youngest. I think Dana's running.
Wow.
She's 20. I think she's 20.
I mean,
Okay.
that's promising, because seeing young people get involved with the electoral cycle and seeing you and your campaign, it inspires people. How has your campaign been received, and how people taking it?
People are taking it very well. I feel like people are very, they're very excited.
Okay.
Because they're excited because someone that, number one, often doesn't look like them is running, and as well as the age group as well.
Yep.
And I want to make that clear as well. For all the people that are excited, for all the young people that are running and taking a stand on the issues and really moving forward, we need your donations. We really do for our
That's all. Go ahead.
for sure. We really do. Don't just talk about it, be about it at the end of the day, 'cause that's what I'm doing. So I think it's very important, if you support, young people in their campaigns to
Put that money back there.
Yeah, exactly. We have I have my website for my campaign is I'll be able to just say it over there.
Yeah, go ahead.
www.s as in Sam, N as in Nancy, the number 4, and then F as in Florida, L as in Larry, governor.org.
You'll be, if you online, handle that for us.
Thank you so much for the handling, because listen, we need it. And on my website you can see my my Secure Act Blue link. You can go on there, We have, and anything helps, guys. I'm not asking, for all the money in your bank account. I'm not asking, for tithes and offerings. I don't need 10%. I just need, I just need $1, $5. It goes a very long way.
Right.
And it creates for us to go ahead and make sure that we can get on the ballot come this August.
Okay, so you need to get people. You need the funds in the account to make sure that you get on the ballot. Have you already started like your petitions?
Well, the petitions is a no-go as of right now because the terms of the dates have already the deadline. The deadline has already been reached. So now it's just the people that have the qualifying fee.
Okay.
As of right now.
Okay. Hey, and so if you had any parting words, anything you wanted the audience to know, what would it be?
If I have anything I want the audience to know is that the fight is not over.
Okay.
I want them to know and to understand that the fight is not over. It's not something, it's not easy, but it can be done. And, don't think just because it's not you in this current season that it can never be you. Because I think what a lot of people failed to realize during the Trump administration was they thought that he was going to take from somebody else to give to them. And now they're understanding that he's taking from all of us and giving to himself. Which is something, honestly, I don't know how they didn't get it the first time, because that's what he was doing the first time. But, for those who weren't, who didn't catch it, that's the exact same thing that's going on now. So, please don't think that it cannot be you, because quite frankly, as we're watching it, it is. You haven't escaped anything.
Give your website again. You be on. He say it again so he can type it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you again.
Is it?
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
it was me. Yeah.
But thank you. www.s as in Stefan, N as in Norman, the number 4, F as in Florida, L as in Larry, governor.org.
Thank you. And you can stay on. We're gonna go on a real bumpy ride. So
okay, I'm ready for it.
Bump.
Exactly.
So before we get into it, I want to say I'm gonna put the GoFundMe up for the young man who lost his life last Thursday.
Yeah.
The GoFundMe to help.
Thanks, Charlie.
With the funeral arrangements and the expenses after the tragedy. So if you could, nothing is too small. Go to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club page, and I will put it on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club page. And let's help let's help the young man and send him off respectfully with dignity, and help the family through these hard times.
Yes.
And so, speaking of the Trump administration,
and so prior to this, so what we were talking about before Mr. Norman came in, we were talking about the bullying.
Oh, not cyberbullying, political bullying.
Political, yes, in our community, and how that it has to stop, and that politics and helping this community should be about the work and not if you like or dislike someone.
Yes, a lot of the political politics has hurt the Black community tremendously. We don't say this out loud, right? We need to talk about this. The backbiting, the backstabbing, right? That undermines the efforts. It's downright sabotage to our community.
Yeah.
And then when we have a tragedy, some of these same people are the loudest voices. Some of these same people are the people standing up saying how they're ready to do this and do that. But the reality is, when we in this closed door meetings,
none of them are there.
You stabbing people in the back,
or
you show up.
And let me tell you this, and then even with the sadness and all the tragedies that happen, we have departments that's not even showing up to these community meetings. Right? This is your department to go ahead and handle this stuff. Right? And you're supposed to be the outreach to the community and making sure that we're connecting and making sure resources are hitting. And I'm not saying that you got to be, I don't have to see you in every meeting. But you need to be touching the city. The last thing we need to do, and I'm sorry that we're calling this out. Well, I'm really not sorry that we're calling it out. But it's sad when we have the resources and we have people that's employed to do this, and we're having meetings trying to figure it out by our darn selves. You know what I mean? Which is okay, because we got to put the neighbor back in the hood, and we don't mind getting boots on the ground and doing what we got to do to save our community. But when we put people in office, especially who we believe in, and then you kind of get upset with somebody and now you're no longer helping them, that's a problem. You know what I mean? That is a huge problem when we live in this community, and because I rubbed you the wrong way, you no longer want to assist a program that's helping children. You no longer want to assist a program that's feeding the community. You no longer want to help a program that's breathing life because I didn't agree with you or I said something you dislike. That is, when you go into public service, you're doing it for the public, not for yourself. And when you put self first, you then take everybody else out. And that right there is a huge problem here.
I thank you for that. And yeah, if we don't get a handle on this, because it's generation after generation. This happened before me. This happened before we even enter into this arena, right? But it goes unaddressed. We don't talk about it, never in a public way, right? Because we can't show out in front of the white, right?
Correct.
Right? But the reality is, this is a hard brick wall we ran into.
And this the thing is, I'm not a color. This is not a color thing, but even it may cross. But I'm just saying in general. Well, you can call it what it is.
It's not always a color thing. I agree. I feel like because some of my biggest supporters have been, not my color. Being completely honest. But at the same time, like you said, that doesn't take away from the fact that when I do become governor, thank you, Jesus. When I do become governor, that's not going to alienate, the communities who aren't. If that makes sense. Like going back to what you said, for me, I plan to be and will be a governor for all of Florida. I'm not gonna try to split hairs regarding certain communities that that didn't vote for me or didn't turn out for me, or even didn't donate for me or something like that, because at the end of the day, it's not about, now that I have the position and I have the power, I have to use it in the best interest of the people, because that's why I'm here at the end of the day.
And that's best interest for the people as a whole, not your people.
Correct, all people.
Not your clique, but all people. And especially if you're doing the work. And so we recently saw, okay, so let's talk about this $750,000 grant. And I know Shannon Liggins started the post, and Raphael didn't know about the grant or the RFP that went out and trying to get him in. And to find out, and again, I need to do a little bit more research, but because it's hot topic, we're going to kind of talk about it. And if you know a little bit more, please chime in, call in. And just like any other time, anybody is welcome on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Let's talk about it, because if we are giving out misinformation, I want to be corrected. I'm not too big and I don't know it all to get constructive criticism or for somebody to say, Kiana, you got it wrong. And y'all have heard me come on here and be like, okay, yeah, I had to pull this back. Yeah. And you have people come on here and say, Kiana, I got you wrong. I had to apologize, right? Because that's not where it's at. And so when you are a public figure and you put yourself out there, you can't be bigger than the program. And the program is supposed to be about this community. And when we're seeing that it's no longer about the community, it's about now we have a problem. All right, so now we're looking at, and I think the community is really hurt because a lot of people do know what Robinson has done. The Robinsons have done with the STEM program. They're coming out of their own pocket. They won some grants and were able to do it, but they're really out here doing the work. Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, it's very hurtful when somebody else do come and get a grant outside of our community. And if I'm wrong, let me know. I'm okay with that. About what? That somebody else came out of our that's not from our community and got this grant. So And that's a problem. And you want me to tell you why that's a problem? Is because that means that you're not connected to the community if you don't know the programs that are in our community and actually touching the children. So if you have a grant for STEM and you don't know the STEM programs that's in your community and you reached out, then that's a problem. Where are you at? Why aren't you hitting the grounds? Why don't you know that they at Child's Park?
Might be on the other side. I'm just saying, it's proximity, right? And you ever heard the saying proximity to power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And when there are checks being written and there's RFPs going out,
Right.
it usually goes to the person that's proximity to power. That's how it goes. The RFP goes out, and I call you and say, hey, make sure you get your RFP in. RFP went out.
Right.
Right? And if you don't get that call, you don't have that proximity to my power.
I get it.
And I ain't saying this is
Right.
to give it to the right. I'm just
Right,
saying
right.
how it happens.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And now the person who out there doing the work, you don't have the proximity to power. You're on the wrong side because you out there helping the people.
Yeah.
And the people ain't got no checks to give you. The people ain't got no $750,000 check to write you.
Right.
You have to go into the halls of power and spend more time with them.
But then when you spend more time with someone, you spend more time with them, you're not spending time with the people that really need you. Right? So like here we go. And then I'm saying the people with power, if you're looking for these programs, and I mean this is just like, why aren't you going out there and seeing what programs are out there? Why aren't you asking other people what
Maybe
programs
next time.
what programs are out there that's actually doing it? Because we come into St. Pete is full of programs.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We're full of programs. And a lot of times we need to link up. You know what I mean? Like I do mental health, you do mental health, you do mental health. And together we can really Power Ranger this thing. Right?
For sure.
But again, we don't, you know, I'm over here, you over there, and nobody knows that we're doing the same thing and trying to heal the same person. And that's the community.
That's community. Yep,
Right.
yep.
And
And
so go
I
ahead.
love it. I love it. Yeah, let's connect. Let's get the resources, to the impacted groups that are out there serving the people.
Mhm.
And then because in my mind, even when I would give out grants, I would mandate that the winner of the grant work with the groups that are doing it.
Mhm.
Right? I make them carve out, right? I carve out, hey, look, this is X amount of dollars, right? I need you to spend this with this group. I need you to connect with them and get this through because it might not go through you and make a pathway because I think it's impossible for one group or one person to do the services that's needed in this community.
No, it really is. And
And
so it
when
takes
we
a
looking
team.
at one group or one person to do it, we are already doomed. We're doomed because the issues that we have in our community are so robust. They're so big that one group, you might can impact this youth. You might can have that youth, but you ain't gonna have the resources to really put a dent in it. You ain't gonna really have the support to put a dent in it because it takes more than just one group.
Right.
And I think what we got to do is mandate collaboration. We have to mandate participation. Y'all got to get involved because we ain't gonna be able to move this without y'all.
Yeah. It takes collaboration over competition.
It's a competition. Though. You right.
No, but
we fight over them dollars. Bro.
Right. Collaboration over competition.
It's like the Squid Game. It's like the
No,
Squid
it really is.
Game.
Because again, like $750,000 could really help a great program and a few programs.
I think we have a dynamic issue, and a lot of times we look at dollar amounts, and we don't see the admin costs. We don't see, the transportation costs. We don't see like those hidden costs that really turn 750 to 375.
Listen,
Right?
I done been there with the
You
numbers
get what I'm
game. Listen, I done been there with the numbers game, and I'm not counting nobody ducats. All right, I'm not counting your pennies. I've done been behind the scenes, so I know where. And 700, like I believe me, I know it'll go by really fast if you're doing what you need to do.
And a lot of times, a lot of these programs need to be multi-million-dollar programs.
Yeah.
Right. We serve in certain areas. Some of these programs need to be 2.5.
Right.
But we ain't got that money right now, so I don't know. We might have to build a stadium. We'll find the money for that. See, that's why I say if we build a stadium, then we'll get some money.
Right.
We'll have some money, and then we'll get a couple $1 billion, and we can put it in the community.
Correct, because like going off what you just said too, and that's the reason why it matters who's at the top, because a lot of these decisions and a lot of these conversations that you guys are having, they're having the same conversations, but they're having them with the people at the top, and because the person at the top does not see that the community needs help and that the community needs to be first, that's the reason why we keep on suffering again with the same issue. And honestly, that's my thing when it comes down to the politics of it as well. Because like you were saying, your proximity to power. When it comes down to a lot of people now, especially dealing with the Trump administration, it's the fact that they may not always agree, or they may not always be under him, but their proximity to power is more important to them than the community that they come from.
Mm.
And because of that, that's the reason why we have the laws that we have, the reason why we have the issues that we have, and a lot of things going on. And honestly, for so long. Because mind you, he was president, and then he wasn't, and now he's back. And yet we still have the same, kind of issues that have not been changed at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the reason why, the main reason why I've decided to run, because I realized that change really does start at the top. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard the saying, but the fish rots from the head.
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, if the head is not changed,
Yeah.
Even the Bible, so as the head goes, so does the body.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, if a person is not man enough or woman enough to make that change for the community from the top, no one else is going to do anything, because they feel like, well, if he's worried about himself, I'm gonna worry about me.
Yep.
And that's going to be that.
And somebody's in, and that goes like in relationships. Like I would do this if they would. And then the other person said, I would do it if they would.
Yeah.
Right?
In the endless loop of,
Right.
well, I would do it,
but somebody has to step up and do it, right? Somebody has
Correct.
to be the bigger person. And you think the bigger person would be the leaders.
Correct.
Right. And that's who's supposed to be the bigger people.
but see, that's why we was talking about the community bullying.
Right.
Because sometimes even leaders revert back to high school behavior,
Mm-hmm.
right? And childish like behavior.
And cut programs that don't need to be cut. Decide that you're not going to do that. And then go behind these closed doors. And then now talking and telling other people not to deal with these amazing programs.
That's the hurt.
That is the hurt. Is that not you're mad at Kiana. And you know who suffered? Not just Kiana, but the kids that I'm working with.
Get them kids.
Right.
Right?
I'm just saying.
But no, but
get them kids.
yeah, but this is your program.
Yeah,
No, but this is the program that you're supposed to be focusing on the kids in the community. But because you didn't like what Kiana, Jabbar, or somebody else said on here, it's forget the kids.
I mean, listen,
No. This is a job that you applied for. This is a job that you got. But because you personally have a problem with me, and not because I done anything to you for real, I just disagreed with you.
Correct.
I didn't tell somebody to fire you. I didn't go out there and slander your name, right? I'm not behind closed doors telling people that you don't do your job, right? I'm not doing anything to assassinate your character, but yet you have a problem with somebody, and then you no longer want to fund the program because I said, like, this is done wrong, or I don't agree with how this happened. Like, stop it. We got to grow up. When are we gonna then make grown-ups be grown-ups?
I mean, like,
And I can't see this because I can't. Can you read any of the comments? I can't see none of it.
It's one of those things, like in life, you gotta sometimes there's gotta be a catalyst moment. right? I think Brother John was talking about this on the last show. If that catalyst moment doesn't come, there's nothing that makes you change.
Right.
Unless you just a self-aware person and like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. Dang, I shouldn't be back there trying to stab that boy in his back. He out here doing that good work for the community, trying to take his head off. If you don't say that to yourself, if your conscience don't tell you that, it is nothing changing. People care only enough for their emotions.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then that's why you wonder why things are the way they is, because some people only care enough for their inside feelings to make themselves feel good.
Right.
And that's a self-centered way, but that's what we deal with sometimes. But I'm gonna get back to this because I want to talk about reparations.
Go ahead, bro. Talk about the reparations.
The January 6th reparations bill. No, that ain't what it's called, y'all.
Somebody call him.
The slush fund.
The slush fund. But I want to talk about this.
Caller, introduce yourself.
Greetings, everybody. This is Eric Jackson.
Good morning, Eric.
How you doing, good sir?
Good morning, y'all. Fam, I hear everybody. I hear we in such a funk about how people are operating around us. I'm gonna say definitely we are the people. We got to find a way to make solutions around what we call humanitarian efforts, but it's a lot of civics. We got too many people around here being in everybody's room, everybody's closet, and trying to control a lot of stuff. And with I heard a lot that you were saying, Q and Jabbar. This bullying, this cyberbullying, bullying in this political space, it's serious. It's serious because they really messing with some people who don't have the mental capacity to deal with a lot of these things that they're pulling off, and it's going to just cause even more strife and more civil confusion. Now, I want to have a sit down with anybody who want to say the name of Eric Jackson and Stories 727 on not to be coming at anybody's throat or nothing like this, but we need to get the air straight. We really do. But we need each other, man. There's some powerful voices and people up there that just misusing their position. And they act like they ain't got kids or grandkids. They act like the people in the city don't know they people. We have great people. Story 727 got awesome affiliate collaborative partners. And when one take a blow, all of us take a blow. Our mission is to open up doors not only for each other, but for the city, for the community. So I'm asking the people who listen, who really about the mission and about the work and about the people, not trying to be in no political area, no particular group or class, just want to get some real blue-collar people that work. It's going to be all right because it's systematic. But we are great. We can come over this system. All these uncles and aunties that look like us, we'll deal with them in due time. We have family reunions where you don't invite people to the family reunion just because how you treat the family. And we got to get right there. Y'all, they ain't no greater or lesser than we are. We got the power too. I hear the brother over here talking about governor, but I tell everybody who's running, who's going to be supporting you, bro? And outside of that, that's where the people going to come in and move in. It disturbs a lot of us. Yeah. And once we start shaking hands with certain people in certain industries, especially the current administration, there has been some individuals and some people who have really been moving in a personal manner outside of just taking care of business. We just want to take care of business. Ain't nobody sleeping with nobody. Ain't nobody trying to be in nobody's personal circle or none of that. We just about here doing business. So if there is a problem and we need to have something addressed, we need to go ahead and do that. But I don't walk with Maurice Scott. I don't see LaDonna Butler. So yeah, everybody say, Eric, it's your turn. It's story time. Well, I ain't nobody worried about that. The Spirit leads all of this. I want to thank you guys on the phone because none of the people going to continue to move regardless what we got to go through if we don't have people like the Breakfast Club. We don't have individuals stepping out, coming off their personal couches because they know they've been hurt in the past, but they getting up and they identify who's real. The more we deal with these kids, the more I see we got adult issues. Yep. So our conflict resolution classes is not only for kids, it's for adults too. Yep. We need y'all to sign up.
Yeah,
Suck up, get that pride stuff out the way. There's too much ego stuff. You know, they're scared to come in front of individuals and say something, so that's why they're behind the doors. They're making up lies on individuals, so if you're weak, you're gonna be affected. We stronger than all of this.
Yep.
Thank you so
I'm
much
not here
for
to
that,
come
bro.
shoot, and I ain't dropping no name, man. I
Yeah.
love y'all.
Yeah, thank
Y'all,
you
we
so
gonna
much.
figure this thing out for real.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here to be
And this one,
here.
though,
Nowhere.
yeah, and like we said, this is not about anybody individually. This is about the system as a whole that we're
I
talking
mean,
about.
some people need to take it individually.
Yeah, I mean, if the shoe fit, no,
I
if
don't
the
wanna
shoe
jump
fit,
around it like
It's
I want.
both, for
Yes,
sure.
let's take this personal, y'all. Let's stop trying to. Okay, I hear you. We talking in the air. No, it is really some issues that's holding our community back, and it ain't some white guy in Ohio. It's some of these people sitting at the table with us.
you're right.
And it's some mental health that need to go on. It's some counseling that need to go on. It's some mending. I talked about this last night at the meeting. We have glossed over so much trauma. It's like a callus. You ever
Yeah.
had it then it get lumpy and bumpy?
Correct.
We have to take the time, energy, and effort, and the courage to address some of this stuff. If it's personal, you don't like me, and you ain't like what I said. All right, let's talk about it. Just like in school, I see. I was a trouble kid, right? We used to,
And that was a peer
we
mediator.
used to get to it. We used to get
Yeah.
to it where they gave me all the tools,
Right.
right? And I think honestly, some people didn't go through that. They didn't have the tools.
And you want me to
We
tell
didn't
you?
learn this at home. So we got to figure out how to sit in front of each other and say, hey, you know what? Man, I was hurt by what you did. Dang, what you said.
We keep
really got me.
adjusting to the trauma.
Who said that?
Janet,
But yeah,
Michelle.
and we got a lot of comments, y'all. We got like 40 comments. So I'm just figuring out how to get to this.
Yeah, because it is a lot. But I'm gonna tell you, if you don't want nobody to call you out something publicly, don't do it privately. And don't make decisions, and don't
make decisions.
don't make this
Don't make decisions thinking that no one's gonna know.
right.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
feel like
it.
That's the most important thing.
I got cheated. Let me finish my statement.
Mind
But
what you
they
say.
don't
Stop making decisions.
No, but I was finna say, like, you're doing stuff privately that you don't want to be called out publicly. Like, you know what I mean? You make promises and then make promises to people, and then privately you decide that no, you no longer want to do this, and then you stop answering emails, you stop picking up phone calls. Then all of a sudden, when you're getting called out on this stuff, you feel like, oh wait, why are you doing that? No, you should have kept your word. And if you no longer want to do the program, or it no longer fits it, as somebody that's in leadership, you need to stand on business.
But hold
So
on.
like, if you don't, like, if I said that I'm going to do something for you and I decide that I'm not, I don't leave you hanging.
Correct.
I do not pick up your phone. I do not return your email. That's not
But I'm just gonna be a
professionalism.
different advocate. I'm going to advocate. I'm going to advocate for the other side.
Okay,
And
I'm going back to you, but absolutely.
it's hard, right? Those are tough conversations. These are people who just don't pick up the phone when they don't want to talk to somebody. This is just how, like, we act
We're-
as humans.
But when you're in leadership,
You're still a human. So that's why I said about having some of these trainings, some of these counseling, some of these things that we have. You are an in-tune person. You've had trainings. You've done everything. So you know not to ghost nobody. But some people don't have that
and
training.
you want me to know you don't, but you want me to tell
And when
you,
you got hired, they didn't give you that training.
but you want me to tell you, they hire somebody else with the training. Let me tell you,
Not all the time.
no, they do. And let me tell you, everybody got buffers. And when everybody, and
You are the buff.
yeah, and so
And you
so you want me to tell you that's your job. And so when your buffer is not doing the buffering, and you're not doing, if I hire security and somebody can touch me every time, then I need to fire my security because they're not doing the job. If I hired you to be my buffer and you're not returning emails or phone calls and answering the questions that you are supposed to do, then you know what? You're not qualified for the job. So again, you're hired to do the job, and if you're not doing the job, then that means that you need to go. If you're not qualified, if you don't want to answer the hard questions, if you don't want to return the email, pick up the phone call, because when we was chum, emails went. Phone calls answered. And then because I disagreed, or you didn't like how I stepped out or something like that, now you no longer, no, that's not. You don't get to pick and choose when you do your job. And if you do that, what you do, you get fired. If you pick and choose, if you flipping burgers at McDonald's and burgers need to get out, what do? They fire you. You're no longer on the cook line. If you go somewhere else and you're supposed to be the host and you're not, and people walk in this restaurant
You don't speak.
and you don't speak,
Yeah.
something happens
No,
to you.
it depends on how
No,
your
no,
manager
yeah.
feel about you. So that let's not.
And then there's a lot of
It's a
complaints,
lot of people who ain't hosting their host job correct. It's a lot.
and they need to be fired
It's what they call breakdown,
or corrected.
right? It's breakdown, right?
And if you're strong as your leadership, and let me
in
tell you,
management, it's a breakdown. That's what they call it when somebody is breaking down and not doing a part of their job. There's a breakdown.
True. I think going back to what Miss Kiana was saying earlier, I definitely agree with the mindset of to be an adult, you have to address it. And that's where I'm coming from. Like, I don't know whether it's because I'm an Aries or like whatever case may be. I'm just very, very much like, raw from the get-go. So for me, that's one of the things that I deal with as well. Like people will say that they want like to me, your word is your bond. But before you had whatever you always had your word. And so at the end of the day, if you don't want to if you agree to something, then do it. But if you agree to something and then you can no longer do it or you don't want to do it, just let the person know. I don't feel like it doesn't make you evil or a bad person. It's just what it is. Understand exactly. It is what it is. And I feel like for me, it's one of those things where, like you said, I don't think necessarily it has to do with training. I think that's just a human. Like, for example, God forbid, if for some artists I wasn't able to come today, I would let you all know, hey, I'm not able to make it, can we be scheduled? Something like that. I'm not going to just not show up and not call you and not let you know.
But see, that's you. Now, see, I'm glad you said that.
But this is so.
Some people,
But you can't
say that in this room, but they won't show up and they don't call.
But this is what
and that's the problem.
But that's
because
leadership.
Everybody don't have that.
It doesn't. But so when
it's
you
not
go
trained, and then some people leave their training at the door.
And then you don't sign, then you're not a leader. Let's say this. You're not a leader. Leaders lead, and there's different from being a boss and being a leader. There's different from being a manager from being a leader. If the shoe fit well, and if not,
I feel like you're attacking me right now. Is this bullying? Hey, now is she bullying me?
You say she bullying you live on air.
Live in front of everybody.
No, but I'm so. But like, you know what? Like we as a community, we just have to do better. And I hope that if this stuck you and rubbed you the wrong way, then that means that it hit home.
Absolutely.
Right? It hit home, and then you need to readjust.
And I'm glad we talk about this because this is a huge problem in our community that goes unaddressed. And we wonder, well, why we ain't got so many people involved. What happened? This is people are burnt. People are getting hurt emotionally, spiritually, and financially.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People get their character assassinated, and the grass is greener on the other side for them, so they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then our community hurts because this is good talent. I was telling one of my homeboys, we was talking, and I was saying, bro, you don't burn good people. Good people so hard to come by. You gotta make sure you take care of good people.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta identify when there are good people, and I think that's where we're going because people are so emotionally connected. We don't understand. You know what? Even though I don't like you, I don't like what you're saying, I don't like what you stand for, I don't like your group. But you know what? You good.
Yeah,
you good at what you do. You good at what you're doing. So I have to get past what I don't like about you so we can get the mission done.
But see that's emotional intelligence, right?
I got a little bit of it.
No, but it is but this is when leaders figure out what we don't have in common. What do we have in common? And then you start to work from that, and then you work out.
So like a relationship.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
But going back to what you were saying earlier, I think that there's when it comes to me, I bring it back to church hurt and how people hurt people within ministry, and how it can tarnish not just the way they feel about church, but the way they feel about Christ.
Yes.
So you have to be careful with that as well. So you have to have an emotional intelligence to understand. Like, listen, what happened to you, and that's one thing, but that's not a representation of Christ, but and also not a representation of everyone within your community or the church. But I do want to say as well, I also think it's just one of those things where you just don't. I think that's really important. You just don't hurt people on purpose.
You shouldn't, but so we always say hurt people, right?
Right.
And so depending on your life's like how you was raised, if you was, and no shot y'all, but like if you was raised in love or you raised from love or raised from struggle,
Correct.
the way that you look at people and situations is different. And not saying that one is better than the other, but if you was raised with struggle, typically you put everybody in a group. Like
Correct.
all black men are bad. Like
Well, I mean,
you no. I'm just saying, like, listen. But if you, depending on how you was raised, and maybe you can change the terms. I don't care. Change the terms however you want to make it fix it. But like, because like, okay, we've talked about this before. How I feel about black men, right? I love y'all, so I don't lump all y'all in the same thing. And I be like, that person was a bad person. Not all black men, but depending on how you was raised, you will see everybody as a whole and not an individual.
I mean,
Correct.
I agree.
Paint with a broad brush.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think it's whether it's struggle or love.
And I say you
think
can put
it's- I
it. You
think-
can say you can change it however you want to.
I appreciate it because I am.
I don't care. I'm not gonna disagree with what your terms
But I
is.
think it's because the problem that we have, it's easier to just blanket somebody or blanket a group of people. Like, I don't like them thugs.
Mhm.
Look how they wear their hair. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Anybody wear their hair like that, they ain't nobody, right? And that's kind of what you just did with people who grew up in struggle homes and people who grew up in love homes. That was a bunch.
But I'm just saying. No, but I had to give it a title. And what? But no, but what did I just say? And then no, wait.
Okay, go ahead.
No, wait, before you say it, because to be clear, no, that's cool. Because also what I did is name it however you want to, right?
Correct.
And so listen, so I did not. What you said, I said this. I'm giving it that, and I told you to name it how you want. So I didn't put it in. This is what it is, and not.
But
I had to give it a picture.
We do have a bunching problem, right? We punch people in the things in the groups,
Mhm.
right? And the individuals in that group ain't the same. I like what you said about church hurt,
Yeah.
right? I heard of that, but I've never heard that term,
Mhm.
and that's right. That's what we got. That's what's going on in our community. But it's not under God or the faith. It's under social justice and social help and
the people.
and volunteerism. You get what I'm saying? But it's that same church hurt. People being burnt. And like, you know what? They did that to me last time. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I ain't even finna. I can help. I can offer all my time, talent, and treasure.
Mhm.
But once I see this or that, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But that's that church hurt. That's that Trump.
Yeah.
It is.
We're not gonna get to the Ask Kiana. It look like.
Okay, well, let me just quickly say this, and then we can get to ask Ms. Kiana. My point is, I think that what it comes down to is your understanding of forgiveness, but also your understanding of what is really, how long are you willing to deal with what you're dealing with. I feel like that's really important as well, because I feel like for me personally, I do my best to give people chances to where I make the decision, but at the end of the day, I'm sorry, hold on, just a second. Okay, I let the other person decide how it's going to move forward, and by that, what I mean is that I give you chances and let you do what you do, and if you, to me, don't return the kindness. And going back to what you were saying earlier, I think one of the major issues in our community and just communities across the board is just reciprocity. Everybody wants to, and that's one of the things I'm learning in this campaign. Everybody wants something from you, but nobody wants to give to you. And
That's it.
people have a problem to where they feel like, almost entitled, kind of like what the gentleman was saying earlier. We have to understand that there will always be pride before a fall. How is it that you feel entitled to me and my talent and what I give, but when it really comes down to it, you don't feel like you have to invest in me or give or give into me anything as well.
Every relationship,
it's a give and a take. Correct.
Every relationship is a give and a take. It has to be beneficial for both parties. And when you think that you're the only one that got to give, then that's when you realize, or you're the only one that takes.
Correct.
when you're the only one that takes, somebody will stop giving eventually.
Exactly. And also, and to piggyback off of that, okay, so you were taking, and I have decided that now I'm tired of giving. So does that make me a bad person for deciding that this is the
You'll get blamed for it.
This is the boundary?
But you get blamed for it.
Exactly. So and I'm fine with the blame because for me, once I understand, we have an understanding of what's going on and how you treated me, I'm pretty much, you know, if it's for example, me being governor, people are gonna vote for me, people are not gonna vote for me. I'm not going to, you know, have, okay, these people that this is what I do for the people that vote for me, this is for the people that don't. Like, no, I'm a governor of everyone because that's what the job entails. And I feel like from what I've understood about being anything in leadership is you have to understand that you have to do it anyway. And I feel like a lot of times what people do is that they want to, you know, they want to find ways to, you know, cut you off or to find ways, you know, find reasons to do so. But at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is that are you going to be able to, like Bishop Jake said, be hurt and do it anyway. Be scared and do it anyway.
That's when you kiss me when you're mad. What?
Yeah, but no, because that's what we were talking about. Like, once you giving and you taking and then you stop giving, the relationship collapse.
It can. It will.
But that's what we got going on in our community.
That's
The
exactly.
relationship is collapsing. And this is a message to the leaders, to the citizens, to the people who care.
Because it hurts everybody.
Relationship is collapsing, y'all.
Nobody wins when the relationship collapses. Nobody
That's all
wins.
I'm saying.
And let me tell you, so before we get out of here, I'm okay with you giving your homies your job, giving jobs. Because I give all my homies jobs, but they're qualified.
Oh, Lord.
No, they're qualified. I don't care.
Nepotism.
It surely is. I don't care. I say, I don't care.
Nepotism in the black
Listen,
community.
no, and I don't care because every show I put on, you know who there? My daughter. And if you don't like it, oh well, because I am. Every stage I touch, she on there. And you know who else I put on there? All the people I know in this community. So
Can't wait till
yeah,
you put me on the show.
you on right now.
She said, "Where you think you sitting at?"
No, but I'm on, you know, but you,
One minute,
you
got
got
1
1
minute.
minute, and it's a lot of comments. I wish that we.
You was at 40, son. That's why I was like, I just can't. It's 2 minutes. Thank y'all so much. Keep on keeping on. Share. Like this page. Share this page. Because we've been shadow banned. So if y'all don't know, you have to put out this. Thank y'all for being
And then want me to tell you, I think we've been shadow banned, right? Also by our local community.
Hey, yo, listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. Please follow, like, share the page. Anything.
My last thing is this: I'm here to change the game. I'm here to bring in something new. I'm here to do the best I can with the obedience of God to understand that people now are missing compassion. I'm bringing compassion back. I'm bringing kindness back, and I'm understanding that at the end of the day, the most important things are the people. Period.
Thank you. Thank you. Q, what you got? Go on.
All right, be the change you want to be or see. Write down those 5 things that make you giggle, feel good, made you smile. Because again, a lot of times we focus on the negative and let it dictate our day when so much beautiful things happen. So at the end of the day, write it down so you can appreciate it. Right? Stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Lose your shoes and shout out around the
Hallelujah.
house.
Thank you, Jesus.
Mhm.
Thank you for
This has
having me.
been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Kiana,
I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
and we out. Phoebe.
WUJM, St. Petersburg. 99 Gems. The Bird.
The Taste of the Island Marketplace is now open in St. Petersburg. 22